Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second of our series between Adjux and Nexus of Reality. First game I believe went to Adjux. Yeah, I believe that's right. I took a bit of a small break from these as I just blitzed several of them, but anyway. First things first, opening builds. I think both of them are going to be going for second land on this map, just due to the amount of reclaim there is available. If you don't know the command for this, simply Control and Shift automatically in the FAF client. It'll bring up all these lovely reclaim bubbles. It'll show you where the major reclaim is. It won't show you, for instance, the fact that, well, it only shows you mass for starters, it won't show you energy. Africa, generally it's considered a team game map, but you have 3 major expansions per player. Plateau, the immediate side, and then this forward area is also considered an expansion as it allows you access to the plateau itself, which contains a fair amount of reclaim. Speaking of reclaim, the mid, drop this or RT it. Do not just leave it to your opponent, as it contains I don't know how much exactly, a few thousand. Side islands, less important for Cybrans, but if you are a floating faction, it can be quite devastating, as you saw in Mephi vs Bloodier, just casual things floating around the side and blowing these up. Wagners again can come in, but no one uses those things. And we already see that, well, Nexus. Not really sure, but looks of it they're going for second land anyway. There's a second land, but Adjux is going far more aggressive. I'm just going far more aggressive here, with double lab opening with attendant moles. So this will happily deny this, just assuming that Nexus is going to be greedy. Engineers from these two, but he's building Mantis now, but it seems to be a little bit late. So this is just going, it's the idea of this move is to be aggressive and therefore cut off any attempt at aggression coming through here, but unfortunately the lab's already here. And thus has already killed the engineer, so this is completely irrelevant, but doing something that lower rated players don't do enough is to not overreact to raids. So Mantis is enough to deal with the lab, don't need to send 2. This engineer though, having a really bad time of it, trying to defend itself and dying. So that's 2 engineers that are picked up by this hunter. Hunter over here, all successful, denying this expansion. It's going to run into another engineer down here, and that's going to be 3 kills. So these paying for themselves. Oh wait, no, it didn't kill it. This doesn't matter. They still did their fair share, and did well more than they needed to. Really, this is completely denied. This will slow down. This also got slowed down. Meanwhile, Adjux has already picked up his expansion. This is busy reclaiming instead, and you can see he has gone fairly ideally into a land spam situation. I imagine he probably won't be teching too early if he wants to sustain this. I moved up to the plateau, probably going to build factories here as well, which we just saw queued. Nexus also building land factories here. And I expect there to be pretty much no tech 2 on this map. Although it's relatively flat, it takes far too long, and you have enough mass to completely ignore the upgrade to tech, the cost to upgrade to tech 3. Just for reclaim's sake. Do I expect much airplay? Well, it can be done, but it's generally not considered to be overly optimal. This is considered to be a fairly compact area, just a flak to in these, and everything's done. Sure, you can raid the side islands, but is it worth slowing down your tech 3? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Oh, bombers. Kills 3, looking for more targets. Probably will find them. Doesn't actually get anything here, which is unfortunate, but at the same time not exactly of consequence. Because the thing with bombers is, although it looks flashy to kill many engineers in a single pass, it's the same idea with the hunter. It could have set in the main base and killed 6, and it still wouldn't have done as much as if it had killed that engineer here and denied this expansion. Same idea goes with the bomber. Kills 3 here, kills a few here, but you can argue that they're actually just there to stop stop your opponent from reclaiming, but you could have killed these ones, for instance. That would have been more important. It's arguable. Anyway, I can see Nexus is already trying to tech up, and I think he might have forgotten to power spam. But, Adjux power, everything's fine. Small raid gets through. Radar wise, well, we have access to the middle that covers this, but nothing out down here. Drop heading in for the middle. Adjux meanwhile, radar, no radar in the south at all, relying purely on units to block off avenues of attack, and that's how this slipped through. Nothing going for the middle for him, which is bizarre. But he's already made inroads on the side island. Mantis over here ran into a PD, which isn't great, and you see numbers, 52 Mantis versus 16. Oh wow. But yeah, Nexus drops the middle. I'm surprised he's not walling these off. Just wall, and be done with it, but you see this map swarming with units, and Nexus clicking up to Tech 2, so that should deal with it. He's already, Adjux is already at Tech 2, and did he cancel it? Well, that sucks. Yeah, he did cancel it. Okay, that is pretty fatal. I classify mistakes in this game based on when I reviewed other players, based on whether they're minor mistakes or fatal mistakes, and that can be a fatal one because, well, there's a Tech 2 mech's worth of mass going down, and you delay your speed. And if you delay your timing is probably the most important thing of it. Your Tech 2 generator is then, what, half a minute, 40 seconds late? Means your Tech 3 can snowball to a minute late. This got dropped over here. Engineer just eating it. Mantis should be able to clear this if he's paying attention, but given the amount of shit on the rest of the map, so he's claimed the other island, which is fine. Adjux now taking the middle, no PD, but the way you handle it is with arty, which is what we have here. Tech 3, so no Tech 2 at all anywhere, so just straight to Tech 3. Adjux also just going Tech 3, no Rhino seen on other side to side. Sometimes you'll see people put one or two out just to make things a bit more difficult for their opponents, but really large reclaim field here for Nexus if he can hold on to it. Reclaim in the middle, still not taken. Speaking of reclaim, 20,000 versus 13,000. That literally might be being able to take these sides, and Nexus not able to take this at all, whereas on the northern flank, all this is clean. Yeah, you can see this still exists. This still exists for some reason. And, well, completely clear, completely clear, completely clear. Still no wall, so this PD will stop them going this way. A few Medusas, and this is completely vulnerable. But hey, people generally don't like mixing in that many Medusas for some reason. It seems to be it's only something that I do. So, Loyalists, unsurprisingly, which I'm pretty sure, although I don't want them to be, are going to get nerfed in the near future because they have the same speed as a goddamn Mantis. And they literally run into a paradigm of if you have things which can resist them, then they just run elsewhere the way you don't, and it's annoying to face them. But if you're like Blowdeer versus Mephi, you generally counter them by just being better, having a superior situation in the game. And it's just, I don't know, did they accentuate these problems? I could go into theoretical as to why Loyalists are necessary for Cyberans right now, and if they weren't as they were, then things would be much more nasty, but I digress. Reclaim field, this should be trying to get it now to equalize. 10, 4. So actually, surprisingly enough, there's more, and there's a Tech 3 power generator coming up here. Not not sure what the purpose of that is, but at this point, if I was Adjux, I would have considered walls everywhere. Lack of radar, no radar in the middle, could have seen what's happening here. No air scouts for Nexus. He's balancing his power as he needs it to be, so no exorbitant Tech 3 for him. Adjux, meanwhile, has upgraded all the slave factories to Tech 3, but not using adjacency, which makes me freaking sad. Meanwhile, for instance, this is all running into walled PD. Just, no, this is not where you want to be right now. 8 loyalists. So this is the problem. If if Nexus has scouted, he could have probably seen that this could continue going through and deal a fair amount of damage to this economy. But instead, he's turned around, and well, now there's local superiority instead for Adjux. Oh, that's 39, 8. Oh, Brick got dropped in the middle. Best ways to deal with random expansions of your opponent on islands, even if it's Twin Rivers, etc. Just drop salt bots into them. Generally, try not to drop your stuff into PD range because that is daft. And all those engineers died horribly, but oh well. Now you can see radar net mass problems currently for, oh my word, 96% pause T2 mechs. So that's going to complete anyway. But mass problems for Nexus, who is behind on his opponent. The question is why? Where's that extra mass coming from? These two are Tech 2, and Adjux has been rigging his Nexus. And Nexus currently doesn't have the numbers. Pretty damn poor formation, and probably needs bricks, which he has, and now he's lost air control, so he's vulnerable to getting his power sniped. Oh, never mind, there it is. There's the flak, but no shielding. Oh, this was too late. But it looks like Adjux got super greedy and ends up killing only one when he could have killed at least 2 or 3. This shield being placed here makes me go quite why. It could be placed here and kill these two. This lives on 60 hit points, which is the randomness of Corsairs. Sometimes it'll kill it, sometimes it won't. But not actually requiring all that power, it turns out. What else could be done? You could put a trebuchet in the middle. Heck, blast this. Happily kill them at a time. Bricks are getting completely overrun by loyalists. And Rivera support as well, because, well, there's no flak in here. And at this moment in time, you have to build bricks in order to try and win the efficiency game, but when you have this many loyalists that just keep coming at you, the only alternative is to build PD to help get the hide behind, to make them think twice about it, which Adjux will, but unfortunately in the meantime, this leaves the entire reclaim field for Adjux. Although the reclaim gap is narrow, it's still 7,000. And this will happily tidy up, push it back up to 10,000, I imagine. No attempt to steal the sides back from Adjux, so they particularly feel a need to, and he's also moving to brick production. How exactly has that got adjacency? I'm confused. Oh, wait, what? How did Adjux do that? What sorcery is this? Alright, whatever. I need to learn how to do that. I can recap my mexes and have factory adjacency to them. Anyway, loyalists find a gap, and thus they won't push into the main base because there's no reason to, and you just go around and start trying to strangle your opponent economically. Nexus needed transports or something to deal with this, or put his bricks in a better location, because they'll never catch this. If Adjux wished to just keep running through, he could, but he'd probably just kill this and run out. So he might kill this one and leave. And that's pretty good as far as things goes, because he knows his economic advantage, he knows he has map control. All he has to do is just do what small bits of damage he can, and eventually he'll end up with an overwhelming advantage. And, well, there goes Nexus's Air Force, what remained of it. And the problem with this is this will now run. There's no attempt to resecure this mass field, of which Adjux has taken all of it. And there you go, 15,000 extra. And now there's going to be superior brick numbers. Require stealth really, but at the same time, when you have this many Corsairs and total air control, you don't really care. I mean, you can make them suffer for it with flak, but I don't think Adjux particularly cares either about it. Tech 3 power grid has 1, 2, Tech 3 air perhaps, he could do. But Tech 3 mexes, just why not? And then this formation again, not ideal. It's just superior. Every single fight has been better for Adjux. There was a moment here when there were better loyalist numbers. You have to make them count. Either go north or go south, but he didn't scout, so he didn't know there was absolutely nothing here to stop him. And that's GG. Just the bricks roll in, superior numbers all around. Superior economy, superior numbers. There's, well, Nexus is, as Jagged like to say, Nexus is goose as well and truly cooked. And there they all go. I believe that should be GG. If these were Percy's, you could probably shove some fire beetles in there, but otherwise, next. Adjux is trying to retreat. How bizarre. Other desperation maneuvers, get a gun with stealth, sit behind and start OCing some bricks. Desperation is desperation, but completely out of units. Wouldn't be surprised if Adjux, but Adjux is just ecoing, just putting the accelerator on the economy. There's your Tech 3 air, which is even more difficult to deal with, but doesn't do anything because Adjux control Ks has enough of life. Game 2 goes to Adjux.